Alright, I called the car delivery people. I told them I don't want a car, I want an SUV or something I can haul stuff in like a truck. And they dropped it off this morning, so let's go out of the garage and see what they gave us. Hope it's a new 2024 model. Yeah, there we go. Well, maybe a 2023. Check out those rims, baby, those racing tires. I'll be king of the street. And you don't have to worry about dead battery. Just crank it by hand. Modern technology at its best. And why have two headlights when you get by with one? Oh, racing slicks. So subscribe, so once we get this thing running, we'll be king of the street. So for 2024, Toyota has a whole range of Highlanders available, starting around $39,000, as seen here. Moving up to the Highlander Hybrid, the Grand Highlander, and then we're going to get the Grand Highlander Hybrid, loaded up with a lot of goodies. We'll show you the difference between the Grand Highlander and the standard Highlander in this video, and see if it's worth the extra money. So here's the price sheet. Grand Highlander, 4-wheel drive limited. And here's what you're getting. Anything interest you, just freeze frame it. And here we go, charging for cargo mats again on a vehicle this priced class. Come on, guys, seriously. And now the past 11 cars I've had, 9 are charging for paint now. Another way to get in your wallet. $425. Well, the Mercedes I had last was like $3,700 extra for special paint, so maybe we're getting a deal here. And here's the total tab. And here's the claimed MPG. Nice if you can get it. We'll find out soon enough. Alright, here it is, and we'll explain the difference between the standard Highlander and this Grand Highlander in a moment, but first, a few things we want to check out anytime we get a vehicle. I want to see what brand of tires we're getting, because a lot of manufacturers are putting cheap junk garbage brands on to save money. These are Yokohama's, good Japanese brands, so no complaints. Then we want to see if there's a spare tire where it's located. It is located underneath this panel here that we took apart a couple days ago when we got the vehicle. I'm not going to pull out again. It's a compact spare, so beats walking. Make sure you check the Highlander you get, because not all of them come with spares. And this jack has a lot of scrapes on it, so it looks like somebody's used a spare already. Wasn't the one issued here, it's brand new, but must have been another tire. And the third thing we do is take the headlights out in the dark and see how they perform, and do some night driving. We already did a video on that, but we'll have a link for that at the end of this video so you're not missing anything. And some of the headlights we're getting from vehicles today are nice, some are okay, and some just suck. So you might want to watch. Alright, let's talk about the difference between the Grand and the standard Highlander. They did a lot more than just stretch it. It's 4 inches longer on the platform, 2 inches higher and 2 inches wider. So behind the third row seating, the cubic feet raises from 16 to 21. If you fold the third row, like we did on the left to put my tire repair kit, you get 58 cubic feet. And if you fold the second row as well, they list 98 cubic feet, and that's an awful lot. By the way, these seats fold manually, not automatic. You don't push a button, but that's okay. Who needs all those electric motors to add more weight anyway? If you can't fold these by arm, you need to start going to the gym. Quit being lazy. On the positive side, if you need a vehicle with lots of room, this is certainly it. On the negative side, there's one thing I noticed right off the bat. The case of the Toyota missing bumper, which seems to be a bit so on the RAV, but this even more so. Where's the bumper? Well, the bumper is here. It's painted black. No, that is not a bumper. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. If I'm backing up and there's a pole behind me I'm not seeing on the rearview camera, it's going to hit here and destroy the tailgate. And what about all those shopping carts that are always rolling down the pavement and bumping into your vehicle? The bumper might stop the bottom half of the cart, but not the top half. See how it sticks out? I'm not sure what Toyota was thinking here. I'm a bit confused. Leave your comment in the comment section. And we have the same situation on the front here. I'm not so concerned about the grille, I'm concerned about this body panel that sticks out on the top. Way above the so-called bumper down there. If something tall backs into you, this is going to get demolished. Very, very expensive. Bad news for Toyota fans who like the old V6. It's gone. No more V6 engine. It was a nice one. It's got a lot of people upset. The previous V6 had 295 horsepower, 263 pounds-feet of torque at 4,700 RPM. The base turbo engine has 265 horsepower, a bit less but more torque at 310 at low 1,700 RPM for better pulling power. Fuel economy for the V6 was 23 overall, for the 4-cylinder 24 overall. Not much of a change. We don't have to worry about that on this particular motor because we have the upgraded 2.5 hybrid. Puts out 245 horsepower, 332 pounds-feet of torque. And we already showed you the claimed MPG earlier. We'll show you again as a reminder. And we'll be taking this out in the real world to get the real numbers. And for big spenders, there's a Hybrid Max, putting out 362 horsepower, a whopping 400 pounds-feet of torque. Those are specs you would get off a big V8. But with not V8 fuel economy, they claim 27 mpg combined, but we don't have that motor. And won't be getting any time soon, so I can't comment on that. So for now, we'll just be testing this one. Let's take a look at the cabin, and one of the complaints against Toyotas that's pretty common is the cheap hard plastic they use in their vehicles, and every year they redesign and they still use the same cheap hard plastic. They just don't seem to be getting the message. I guess they want you to move up to a Lexus. Although in all fairness, the plastic doesn't seem to break. I don't know too many people complaining about that, so as long as it holds up well, I guess it's alright. Being the deluxe model, we have some fake wood. I've never seen gray wood, have you? Here it is now. Lots of room in those second row seats. And because of the extra height of the vehicle, people over 6 feet tall will have no problem. Their head won't be hitting the roof. I'm told there's a large panorama sunroof available for more money, but it takes up some room, and that kind of defeats the whole purpose of getting a grand vehicle with more room. So I don't know if anybody would want it. But if you do, it's available. The glove box has adequate room if you take out all the owner's manuals and stick them somewhere else. As you should. I mean, what do you need it in the glove box for? You're not going to be reading it, right? The gauge cluster is well designed, but we have that Toyota plastic cover that has a way of picking up glare at certain times of the day. You think they'd learn and do away with this, but they don't. It's not too bad compared to previous models, but still. Eco, Sport, or Trail is an off-road. We did take this off-road for a couple hours. Didn't have the camera with this. It was light duty only. Just dirt roads and a few bumps. Some grass. This isn't designed for serious Jeep-like off-roading, of course. Here you have Eco mode, Normal mode, and Sport. Nice light show. Climate controls are very easy to use. Thank you very much. The radio controls are a lot easier than previous models. They finally got it right. Thank you again. Here's what the camera system looks like when you put the transmission in reverse. There is a 360-degree camera available, but not in this price range. You have to pay more money. And even has a window washer feature. There you go. Uh-oh. Of course my phone's ringing, and of course the phone is in the back where I can't reach it. Guess I'll have to answer later. We've got a lot of potholes here, and the suspension does a pretty good job of sucking up the impacts. Ooh, there's a nasty one. Ooh, didn't feel a thing. I do miss the V6 engine on the Highlander, and I kind of sad they took it away, but this hybrid 4-cylinder puts out about the same horsepower, far more torque at lower RPM, and has a lot more grunt as far as acceleration goes. some thumping from the rear cargo I've got back there. This has more than adequate power, although it's just me. If you load it up with about 1,000 pounds of gear and 5 more people, I haven't tried that yet. Alright, turns out that big thumping noise wasn't my cargo box, it was the seat sliding forward. It folds forward so you can reach the third row pretty easily, but somehow I forgot to secure it, so let's put it back before it makes more noise. Alright, now it's locked into place. Driving this vehicle, I only have 2 complaints after racking up days and days and lots of miles. Number 1, the radio stations I program. My favorites keep changing, going back to the original ones that I deleted somehow. Maybe there's a Driver 1, Driver 2 program somewhere I didn't see. I'll have to look that up. Number 2, if you're driving with the driver's window down at low speeds, you're okay, but as the speed picks up, you get a bunch of what I would call wind buffering, shaking the vehicle. Same thing I've noticed in the Toyota Supra. If you want to drive the window down, you got to keep it around 35 miles per hour or less. Otherwise, turn on the air conditioning, roll the windows up, or the heater, depending on the weather. Don't know if you can hear the noise, but it's there. And I don't like this fake wood. Come on, guys. This is the 21st century. But overall, these are very minor gripes. Certainly not a deal killer. Just something to mention. Still, this is a nice vehicle. I'm very impressed. This is a very smooth and comfortable vehicle to drive in city traffic, whether in the normal or sport mode. Steering feels fine at the moment, but we'll take it out on the highway and see how tight it is at high speed. When this car was delivered, it had 30.1 mpg on the total average. We didn't reset it, but we did put over 100 miles on it. Highway driving, mixed muting, a little bit of off-roading. And it just edged up to 30.2, so it doesn't seem to be going anywhere, regardless of driving conditions. We'll try to take this on a highway trip and reset this. See if we can bump up the numbers. I would hope so. There we go. Let's go for a ride. I'd like to say one thing positive here. This is a very, very smooth highway cruiser. Comfortable ride. Very low wind noise. That was surprising as well for an SUV. On the other hand, the steering isn't as precise as I would like, but putting in sport mode helps solve that problem ever so slightly. And I know Toyota wants to make cars lighter for better fuel economy, but this paper-thin aluminum hood is vibrating and bouncing all over the place. Come on, guys. Give us some thicker metal. It's not going to make that much difference in weight. Just a heads up, there is a wind advisory today. Got some very strong crosswinds out. Trying to shake the car to oblivion, but stability is excellent. The Toyota doesn't seem to be affected by it at all. That's the good news. Bad news is this might affect fuel economy in a negative way. So it should be interesting to see what the final number is. Right now it's blowing from right to left. Not pushing from the front, but still not good. 122 miles on the freeway, 27.0 mpg. We'll just blame the crosswinds for now, and we'll see if we can get the time to do another highway test when it's less windy and get a better number. As you can see by the tree branches flopping around, it's pretty windy out there. Doesn't do much for fuel economy if you're going in the wrong direction. Even the birds are having a hard time clinging to the building. Okay, what do we got here for bumper stickers? Free Palestine, ceasefire, justice for all. What other goofy comments do we have? Move up so I can see it. Support something or other. Ah, boy. Come on, move it. I wasn't too happy with the fuel economy we got yesterday, so let's take another highway trip. The winds are down, so maybe it won't affect the fuel economy that much. Never know. We're coming to the end of the line. Let's pull over and see what our fuel economy number was. I'm sure it had to be a little bit better than last time. Well, just about 118 miles and 33.9 mpg. Guess we lucked out on this one. Not bad. So what's my take on this Toyota Grand Highlander after a week of driving? Well, if you're looking for an SUV that has lots of room, carry a lot of people, this is definitely a good choice. I don't think you'll find anything bigger for less money, unless you get a minivan. Certainly not an SUV. Well, the base 4-cylinder turbo engine is more than adequate for the standard size Highlander. If you're going to get this big baby, you need more horsepower, more torque. I suggest getting this hybrid engine instead. Has more ability to move the vehicle quicker, haul the load, and gets better fuel economy as well. Can't beat that. That super heavy duty hybrid engine with the over 300 and something horsepower and the 400 pounds-feet of torque. If you're hauling lots of loads all the time and towing, that's going to be worth a look. Otherwise, the standard hybrid works just fine. Either way, if you're shopping for a hybrid, Toyota makes the best ones. That's been proven time and time again, so you can't go wrong. In the meantime, if you want to see our night drive and headlight test, here's a link coming up. Might as well watch it. You're already here.